far side of town, sharing a dream with anyone. She's made it through heaven, she's made it through hell. It's just another story to tell. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights? Making up a bar queen on the phone in the great big boulevard, the place she belongs. It's just another story she tells. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights? Through Hollywood nights. Through Hollywood nights. You always looked after me, brother, when we were children. You always had my back. You took all the blame when our father caught us doing things that drove him mad. Through the years I could lean on you when I messed up. I'd call you in the night, but I broke too many promises and we split up. Though I still need ya, you gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down, it's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I can use your helping hand tonight. I wanna say that I'm sorry, I got sidetracked and I left you in the cold. I've seen your side of the story, I felt the drawback. My mistake took its toll. Finally, I have realized I was dead wrong. I wasn't thinking straight. No more lies, and from here on out I'll be better, 'cause I still need ya. You gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down, it's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, 'cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro. Lights, camera, action, 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 action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode, albeit a day early, of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world and Canada. And Canada, as if you weren't part of the world. But hey, tonight we are focusing on that there part up there, that northern area that we like to make fun of occasionally for your boats and your boats and all the different stuff. But I'm stoked. I'm excited. First time up there, leaving tomorrow. Going to be hanging out with everybody. I can't tell you. I'm excited. Why? Why might you say? Well, if you've been hiding under a rock, it's because Beards For Bucko 2022. Beards For Bucko is back. We've been waiting for 2 years. Seems like a lot longer. It really does. It seems like a lot longer. So, man, guys, yeah, this is episode 142. And tonight we are going to be talking with some of our brothers, specifically the captains of Lakeshore, OSW, and Toronto. That's right. We're going to be talking about Bucko. We're going to be talking Beards For Bucko. So we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be sharing an interview I had with them. I just recorded that yesterday. It was the first time that I've been successful with the new setup and getting 4 people on camera at once, 3 interviewees plus me. Worked out just fine. So that kind of tells me that the system's working correctly, and moving forward, I should be good to go. If this is your first time here, thank you very much for being here. I'm BP, host of The Heart of a Villain. Tonight, as I said, we're going to be talking through a couple things here. We're going to be talking through some merch. I want to share some good news about one of our chapters a little bit further south, talking about one of the cool things that they did over this past week they shared with everybody else. And then we're going to delve into our interview, talking about Beards For Bucko. What is Beards For Bucko? What does it do? What is the purpose of Beards For Bucko? And then for everybody that's still maybe up in the air, trying to decide if they can make the trip, hopefully nobody international is trying to still make that decision, because you kind of have to prepare in advance for that. But any of you all up in Canada, y'all? Do y'all say that up there? Anyone who's living in Canada that's still up in the air, since you don't have to cross a border per se, you just have to drive a really long way in some cases. It's a big place up there. It's a really big place up there. I until I start talking to some of the brothers about distances, I never really considered how big it really is. But it's big, pretty big. I'll give it to you. So we're going to be talking about Beards For Bucko and all the things going on there. So yeah. It's going to be an episode 142 for the books, guys. It's going to be a fun time. Thanks so much for being here if you are here live. I would like to take a second to say hello to, like you know I normally do, I break out the thank yous to everybody who is here in the comments section live. If I don't say hi to you, but you're here, thank you for being here. I only know that you're here because you're in the comments section saying hey to everybody. So, Mr. Derek Lambert, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. Buddy is hanging out with us, as well as Mr. Ramsey. Dave, how you doing? Well, I'm not surprised Richard's here since he has to check out how he did with his interview. Long pause. You don't get it, but he does. Anyway, it's edited. Don't worry. Mars is hanging out with us as well. Forge, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you here. Let's see who else we got in the house. Franken Beans is in the house with us. So is John. John hanging out with us as well. Thanks for being here. Antonio, hey, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you here as well. Mr. Joker is in the house from all the way down south. Hopefully you're getting your Instagram issues taken care of. I don't know what's going on with you for that. He's been struggling with some Instagram issues. Instagram's not been too nice to Mr. Joker lately. Mr. O'Neill, the Reverend. How you doing, Rev? Lanny is with us as well. Hey, Tim. Tim's here as well. Boy, we got a good crowd in here tonight. Radar. Get to see Radar again this weekend. He's going to Bucko, too. Good to see it. Dan is in the house. Another one of our, he's the second one of our 3 interviewees that we're going to be having here tonight. So, yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here. It means a lot. All right, so what I want to do, I know there's some people that are probably trying to figure out what they're going to do with the rest of their evening, right? We're not going to be here super late, but I do want to get the good information out. We do have we have some really cool new merch items that popped up in the last week and a half. And so I want to make sure that I share that stuff with you. So if you are one who likes to collect patches and or other things, pay special attention to the next section coming up right after we get into our chapter news that we're going to share about one of our chapters. Because get the crayons, get the papers, get the crayon, pencil, paper, whatever you're going to get, to write down stuff, bookmark stuff, whatever you got to do. Because there's some cool stuff coming up. But first, without further ado, I want to give a shout out to one of our chapters for doing something kind of cool. It's something they've done before, I believe, but this is pretty cool as well. And anytime you get to help out in a way that they're helping out, pretty cool stuff. Okay, so I don't know if everybody follows the Peru chapter or not. If you don't, you should, because they throw some cool stuff out there. Anytime if you just follow the chapters here in the States, I want to caution you, those of you who are here in the States, because it is an eye-opening thing to witness some of the truly heartbreaking conditions that some people live in that you would never imagine if you live here in the States. It's amazing to see the difference that some of our chapter brothers from around the world are able to make in communities that do not have wealth, that do not have a lot of the things that you and I are used to. And so I want to give a big shout out to our brothers in Peru. Bearded Villains Peru, with a big donation this past week. And I want to say I had difficulty in getting the full details of everything, even by hitting the little translation button on Instagram. But go out to the Bearded Villains Peru Instagram page just to have a look at it and to see what it is, see the other pictures that I'm not including in this, to see what they've done. And you can hit the translate button and you kind of read about what they've done. But this is a donation to the Blessings of God Common Pot. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a common pot is, and I was unfamiliar with it until last year, basically what this situation is it's just like what it sounds like, a common pot. It's a common place for everybody within a given town or village that they go to get food. And these places do amazing things because they're providing food. They're providing supplies to an entire village, to an entire town. And so these folks that live there have to go to this pot, this place, this common pot, 2-3 times a day just to get food in many cases. So congratulations to you guys in Peru, to our brothers in Peru. Such a great job. So cool to see. Lots of different packages of goodies that they distributed there. So big shout out to our brothers in Peru. Such a great job for the Blessings of God Common Pot. If your chapter is doing something cool, let me know about it, and I want to give a big shout out to you guys if you are. But for now, that's what I've got with chapter news. All right. So, as I said before, get your crayons, get your pens, paper, pencils, whatever you write with, or just get your iPhone or your Android device or your iPad or tablet, whatever you're going to do, scroll through stuff so you can keep track of all this different good merch that our brothers are raising money for some really cool stuff. So let's get into chapter merch. Okay. Well, the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is the subject of tonight's program. The subject of tonight's program, which is Beards for Bucko. Now, there is merch available only through Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Pay attention to that timeline now. Through, as I learned today, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe, on Saturday. The Beards for Bucko merch is available at beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com. beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com. You have your choice of 3 different shirts, which represent the 3 chapters who are our hosts for said event. So you have a Bearded Villains Toronto shirt, you have a Bearded Villains Lakeshore shirt, and you have a Bearded Villains OSW shirt. You know what I say? If you got the money, get them all, right? No favoritism, just get them all. That might be pricey, though, at somewhere around, I don't know, $90. But hey, it goes for a good cause, right? Goes for a good cause. $30 to $32 per shirt. And then also they have a very cool camper hat. You will be seeing one of our interviewees, you will be seeing him wearing said merch during the interview. Yes, he planned ahead. Can't say this so much for 2 others that were in the interview. So grab that merch, guys. Going to a good cause. Going for the Bucko, the burn camp. Awesome stuff. Available at beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com. Next up on our list, we have the Rocket City BV.bigcartel.com is where you're going to go for the Stars and Stripes. I'm not sure if that's what they're calling it or whatever they're calling it, but the Rocket City patch that's been edited with the Stars and Stripes, with the flag. $12. This is the last couple of days for the pre-order. This thing closes on Friday. So if you want to grab one of these things, go to rocketcitybv.bigcartel.com for $12. You can get your own patch. Next up, 3-star villains. I believe these are still out there and available. Proceeds are helping Renee, who is a great supporter of BV, who had a medical emergency at the Smoky Mountain anniversary event earlier this year. These patches will help her raise money for some medical needs. They are available at 3starvillains.bigcartel.com, 3starvillains.bigcartel.com. The Heart Warrior patch for Renee for $13. Next up, we have a couple of Pride patches available. I believe these are still both for sale. Bearded Villains, this will be the last week I mention these. The Bearded Villains Eastern Washington patch, available at ewbv.bigcartel.com, ewbv.bigcartel.com. For $12, the Pride patch for the East Washington, the Beast Side Villains. Also available, the Pride patch from Orlando, BV Orlando Pride patch. $10 includes shipping. OrlandoVillains.org is where you're going to grab that guy. Please don't forget about this cool thing that the Tennessee chapters are doing. So we've got the squamous cell carcinoma awareness patch, for $12. 3 chapters represented here. That's right. Your Tennessee, your Smoky Mountain, and your Chattanooga chapters. The 3-star, the Smoky Mountain, and the Chattanooga chapters available there on a squamous cell. It's a state united patch available at smokymtnvillains.bigcartel.com. we have up next? Well, let's see. Next up, it's a Canada Day patch. A Canada Day patch. Available from your brothers up there with Lakeshore at lakeshorevillains.com. lakeshorevillains.com. $12 US or $15 Canadian. If you're up in Canada, just say you're American and just pay $12, right? $12 US, $15 Canadian. Lakeshore Villains Canada Day patch is available at lakeshorevillains.com. Next up, Star City Villains Out of the Darkness patch. This will be probably the last week I mentioned this as well. StarCityVillains.BigCartel.com is where you get this guy for $12. StarCityVillains.BigCartel.com, the Out of the Darkness patch from the Star City Villains. Next up, I did mention this, I think, for the first time last week. Bearded Villains Wales. Bearded Villains Wales is doing a really cool patch for a really cool young lady. Functional Neurological Disorder patch. It's for Abigail, supporting Abigail's journey with functional neurological disorder. It's available at beardedvillainswales.bigcartel.com. beardedvillainswales.bigcartel.com. Grab one of those while you can. They're only 10 pounds. I'm not sure what the transaction is here, but 10 pounds. That's pretty decent for a patch, boys and girls. And then the last one I have up here today just came out in the last couple of days, so get excited for it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Utah coming out strong with a patch release this week. They just released their brand new website. It's utahvillains.org, utahvillains.org, and they have a patch. This patch is their chapter patch, but it's a little special because the wings on the bee are glow in the dark. That's right. The wings on the bee are glow in the dark. So pretty cool stuff. $12, available at utahvillains.org. And that, boys and girls, is our chapter merch for this week. All right. So, as I said before, guys, this week we have Beards for Bucko. It is finally here. I'm stoked. I'm excited. Beyond stoked. I don't know what it is. I did find out, though, and I was kind of bummed by this, but I've got a brother that's helping me out. I reached out and Kilts, Ronald's helping me out. But I don't think he wants to make everybody know, but I already said it. But I was driving around this week here locally after the 4th, and all the businesses open, closed for the 4th of July. Businesses open back up on the 5th. And then come to find out, my local barber decided to take the week off. And you guys know when you have a beard and you have a barber that you normally go to that you trust, you almost don't want to go anywhere else. And so I'm hesitant to go anywhere else. I mean, I could go to Great Clips and get some cutting done, but I think it'd be better off just having my wife try it. She says, I'll do it. I'll try it. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Oh, I can do it. Shaving my head is a little different than doing the beard. So, but hey, she's game. She wants to try it, but I'm just, no, not in it. So I reached out, and I'm going to be able to meet up with one of our brothers up in Canada before the event and get this mop of a beard kind of trimmed up a little bit because it needs it badly. And so, big shout out. Thanks. Kilts is saving my hind end there. All right, guys, the thing you all came for to check it out, hear from three of our captains at once. That would be Dan, Richard, and David, our captains from, the Lakeshore, OSW, and Toronto chapters. This is my interview. We're talking Beards for Bucko. We're talking what is Bucko all about, some kind of sneak peeks into what you can expect for the weekend, all that good stuff. And so, hey, without further ado, let's get into our interview about Beards for Bucko. This weekend up in Canada is Beards for Bucko. We have been waiting for this event for it seems like forever. This weekend, 3 chapters coming together. It's the BV Lakeshore, OSW, and Toronto boys coming together to host all of the world. I think it seems like coming together up in Fort Erie, Ontario for Beards For Bucko. Here today to join us, talk to us a little bit about what is going to be happening, what we can expect, all the goodness. Maybe a secret or two if they'll let one of those come out. Is here today is Dan, Rich, and David. How you guys doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. This is a trip for me. So far so good. Fingers crossed. We're doing really well here, getting the interviews going. First time that I've done this setup with 3 extra guys on at the same time, so hopefully things will maintain. But man, what has, I guess the first question I have for you guys, and I know that each one of you guys can kind of, we'll just kind of start around the box that you guys are in right now. So I guess go Dan, Richard, David. If you can talk a little bit about what it has been like to kind of prepare for this type of event where you have multiple chapters, multiple people going on for this one thing, and you're trying to everybody do a little bit of something.
Probably the biggest thing that any chapter, even when it's one chapter, hosting anything or putting something together would be organization, let alone trying to do it with 3 different chapters with however many guys per chapter, trying to get everybody kind of like herding cats, putting everybody together and assigning jobs, trying to make sure everything goes as smooth as possible.
I get that.
It's definitely fun. That's for sure.
I mean, every event's going to be met with challenges along the way, when it comes to the planning organization, as Dan's been saying there. But it's good that we've got so many great guys. Everybody's got contacts everywhere in the industry. We've been reaching out to so many different businesses, helping out with doing the raffle, side events that we've got going on. Guys that work in specific industries for some of our side events, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But it's... For as long as we've been working together to try and put this on, I think this is going to be a really great event, and everybody's going to really have a good time.
I think we've got the advantage of we've all known each other for years. A lot of us have started in the same chapter, and it's just been a constant conversation for the last couple of years now to get this going.
Yeah, and I can imagine. I mean, it's knowing each other and knowing, what you guys are getting into, because you've done this event it's not the first year for this event, so you kind of know what you may want to improve on. This is going to be the first time for me, so this is going to look like you guys have been doing this for years, I'm sure, when I get up there this year. But Dave, just for you, you're in a unique situation because you're a brand new captain to the chapter now, stepping into this role. Have you been intimately involved already in the process, or are you kind of jumping in now, kind of late in the game as far as a leadership role now?
No, well, like most things in BV, we've got a chat room for this, and it's been open for a while. I've been in there since the beginning. It's my first time as captain, but I've been co-captain for a couple of years now, and an officer since 2016. So I've been around.
Okay. So you've already been involved. You're not just getting your feet wet with this whole thing.
No.
That's good. That's awesome. Well, I know you guys have kind of an organizational method to your madness here, as far as how you guys want to kind of talk about some things. I know I let you know what I wanted to kind of cover here. So I have no idea who's going to be jumping in here, but I guess we'll just start with what is going into this event. Now I know there are some people that are going to be coming in at different times during the week, but the actual organized parts of the event are kicking off on Friday. Can you, whoever wants to take the lead on this, just kind of kick us off and tell us what everybody can expect when they come into town, and how this event's going to start, and how you're going to just roll through things. And we'll get into the details of each thing as we go, but just whoever wants to kind of go through the schedule of events for us.
Yeah, all right, man. So pretty well. You're going to come into Fort Erie, Ontario, just anytime during the day. On Friday is going to work out for you. You're going to meet up at the hotel. First thing you're obviously going to get involved into is going to start getting some hugs. We all love our hugging up here. So the meet and greet that we're having on Friday is going to be at 6 p.m. and that's going to be down at the venue there at Brimstone Brewery. So we're going to have some drinks. There's a little restaurant portion there. Just meet everybody that's coming out, have a good time, and then back to the hotel for the evening. And we'll see how the hotel part goes for the Friday night.
Wait a minute. That makes me a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to be concerned about the way you say that, or.
It's always a good time in Canada. We're gonna be having a lot of good fun. You're probably gonna be chugging some maple syrup. Let's just get ready for that.
Okay. That's a thing. I've heard about that. Okay. Who's paying for all this maple syrup, I guess is the question.
The Canadian government. It comes free with our healthcare.
Oh,
yes.
Bonus. That's great. All right. Okay. So, all right. So we're up to some shenanigans of sorts at the hotel after the fact.
I think that's pretty much the standard footprint for every BV event.
True.
Absolutely. So that's going to be the Friday night, and obviously, like I said, it's always a great time, especially at the first Bucko. We went pretty late in the night, but everybody had a great time, and everybody still made it out the next day, and that's going to be our goal, obviously, just get us all into Saturday, because the Saturday is where everything's going to be going on, everything's starting up. 10 a.m. we're going to be meeting down at Crystal Beach, doing a nice little photo shoot for the villains and spouses. So bring out your flags, and we're going to take some really nice shots down there at Crystal Beach. It's a very nice scene to be out in front of.
Okay. Now, just to interrupt you there just because I want to clarify, where for those that aren't familiar, like myself, that aren't familiar location wise, what are we talking about distance wise from like the hotel or from the venue to the Crystal Beach area, where that's at?
I believe the distance was about 15-20 minutes. Everything's relatively close in that area. Okay. It's a very, very thin portion of Ontario at that end.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're going to be spending down there at Crystal Beach probably until about 12 o'clock. Give us a couple hours to get all of our photos out of the way, and then heading back into the venue because the show is going to be starting at 1 o'clock.
Wow. Okay.
So doors going to open up. You're going to come on in. We've got plenty of volunteers already set up for registration booths, so they're going to take your beard measurements, get you put into your categories. Obviously, pay for your tickets if you didn't buy one ahead of time. Tickets will be available at the door. $30 for competing, $20 spectators. Registration is going to close at 2 p.m., so it gives us a full hour. Like I said, we've got plenty of volunteers already set up to get everybody shuffled through that so that we can get everything going for the beard competition starting at 2:30.
Okay, awesome.
We're going to cover the beard comp stuff a little bit, but we're going to keep going through the schedule events.
Yeah.
All the side events, everything that's going on there is all starting up at the same time at 2 p.m., I believe it is. And everything is going up until we have the venue until about, I think it's like 7 o'clock is when we have the venue till. Raffle tickets are going to be on sale till 5 p.m. So that's your last call roughly to get in on any of the raffle prizes. We're going to have a lot of interesting variety of things being raffled off this year.
Okay. Is the raffle going to be one of the put your tickets in the cup or the bowl or whatever it is representing the item, or how are you guys doing that?
Yeah, each item should have its specific ballot box.
Okay. Cool.
So
Good.
That's pretty much all it is. It goes right up until 5:30. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Now I know that you have a whole bunch of other little things going on simultaneously. So during are the other parts of the event going to be going on while the beard comp's going on as kind of sideshow stuff?
Yes, all the side events will continue to be going on outdoors while the beer competition is happening. So as long as you're not expected to be going up on stage to compete, you're more than welcome to go try all the other side events that we have going on and there's going to be some nifty little prizes and a little keepsake to collect during that whole side events.
Okay, and those are going to be going on outdoors while the event's indoors.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Very cool. Who wants to tell me a little bit about specifics for the Beard Comp and talk a little bit about judges and whatnot?
Oh, that'll be me. For judging, we have a representative from Camp Bucko, as well as a returning judge from the inaugural year. His name's Perry, and he did a pretty awesome job. That's why he's back, of course.
Very cool.
There'll be at least 7 categories that I'm aware of. Natural beard under 6, natural beard 6 to 10, natural beard 10 and over, natural coloring, whiskerina, which is always a fan favorite, styled beard under 6, styled beard 6 to 10, and styled beard 10 and over.
Okay.
So,
and if I'm not mistaken, sir, everybody's listening. Can you? Maybe I should just let you talk about it rather than me just guessing from what I've read about
so
the difference between the different categories.
Yep. So when you go with styled beard, styled is anything regarding product as well as heat, and natural is just oil only. So you cannot apply heat, no hair dryer, no straightener, no nothing. It's just basically come as you are and have a little bit of gleam and glisten from your product in the morning.
Gotcha. Awesome.
And then natural coloring, I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory. If you got an awesome tricolor beard like David there, you put it into that category. You got some skunk stripes down the middle or some different colored chops. BP's got a nice white streak down the center as well.
So this counts as natural color?
Yep, because you're looking at, you may have someone who has big white chops, right? And then maybe their original coloring was ginger. So now you've got white and red in the same beard, right?
Okay. So you make it sound like somebody does have big white chops that's going to be there.
I don't know if Steve Faust is going to come, but it's the individual that comes to mind when I'm trying to think of the best explanation.
Yeah. And like I said, the reason I say that is because it's like my immediate thought is, well, if that's the case, then I'm not so sure that I want to enter into that category because it's just a loser's paradise right there.
But there's some categories that you're getting into deep water with the other competitors. I mean, God forbid you go into styled mustache with, I believe his name is Muppet, and you might get into over the 10 and over. You might guys haven't shown up looking like Gandalf, and you could be the small fish in the little pond when you're 10 inches, right?
Right. Yes. There's a reason why I'm going to be trimming mine to just at or just a hair under 6 inches because
there is strategy to this stuff, right? I mean,
well, I just want to at least look like I'm somewhere close.
Pond, right?
Yeah. I just want to look like I'm somewhere close to it because the last time I was in a category that went all the way up to 10 inches, I was like the little guy, the big guy with the little beard compared to everybody else. So yeah, I'd at least like to look like I belong in the beard competition.
Usually the shorter end is where you have the most guys in the competition, right? Because there's such a vast difference between 6 to 10 inches, right? I mean, that could be a couple of guys depending on where people are growing in at, or you might have someone where it's going to be like 30 guys, right? And bear in mind that this is also open to the public as well. So you might have non-BV guys that might show up and put some of us to shame.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely. All right. So very cool. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you on your judges there?
No, we covered the judges first.
Okay.
So we had a representative from Camp Bucko. And we also had a returning judge from the first one, which would be Perry.
Okay.
So
awesome.
And
David, I want to let you talk a little bit here. I feel like we've been ignoring you. Tell me, which one of the categories were you chosen to talk to us a little bit about?
I was going to talk about the sashes.
Okay, that was my next on my list. I want to make sure I didn't skip over you for that one too. First off, tell us a little bit about what this program is before you get into the details of the different parts of it. And how did you guys come up with this idea? Because it's pretty cool.
Well, it's for because the charity is a camp, right? So we were kind of thinking make it feel like a camp, Boy Scout, Girl Scout kind of thing. So a couple of our guys came up with the idea to have sashes. So you'll get a green sash. They'll also work as your lanyard if you're competing with your number on it. And it's also what you'll be using to put all your patches on for the events that we have outside.
Okay.
So there'll be different, I guess, tasks that you do, and you can earn a series of patches to put on your sash. The sash will come with safety pins. We also have a guy that'll be bringing heat press there if you just want to actually press them right onto your sash.
Very cool. All right. So the sash program, I don't know if there's another name for it. Just whatever you want to, the Bucko sash program. I don't know what you guys are calling it. That's what I'm going to end up calling it probably. Talk to us a little bit about these individual patches. I know you guys have shared some of them out in the social media hemisphere, but can you give us a little breakdown of what the type of patches are that are available and the different types of crazy things you have to do in order to get them?
Sure. Well, a few of them, we have axe throwing there. So there's going to be an axe throwing patch. I don't remember exactly what you have to do to get it, but we actually have a dunk tank. If you can dunk a villain within 3 throws, you'll get a patch for that. We have a bit of a scavenger patch. If you can find and take a picture with each of the 3 captains, you get a patch for that as well. Maple syrup chug. There's one for eating hops, I believe. If you can chew on some hops for 30 seconds, you'll get a patch.
Does that count?
No.
I just took a picture with 3 villains all at once.
No.
3 captains.
Live at the event.
So close.
Hey, at least I'm thinking.
I believe there's also one for a charity patch, and you've got to hug another villain, and then they'll measure around both of you with your tickets, like with the raffle tickets, and you pay $50 for the tickets, and then you get a charity patch for that. So you're getting $50 of raffle tickets, money's going to the charity, and you're getting a patch out of it.
Okay. So in
And
other words,
there's
you need to find somebody that's really big, right? You need to find 2 big guys to benefit from that one.
There you go.
Okay, so somebody's going to be seeking me out then, probably.
You won't even be the biggest guy there, I guarantee it. If you're a competitor, you'll get a patch just for being a competitor. And then there's the completion or completionist patch. If you get every other patch, then you get that one as well. And it's kind of a mixture of the 3 chapter logos.
Very cool. All right.
I am sure I'm missing a couple, but like I said, my notes are hiding on the other side of my phone.
And there's also the hot dab as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Now the hot dab, is that just to taste the sauce, or is that like eat a wing, or what? How is that?
Actually, I'm not sure. How are we doing that one?
I gave you guys
Great
homework
question.
for the night. All right.
I would presume it's probably like a spoonful or something like something on a cracker, because there's no way we'd be able to supply that many wings, right? And keep them hot the entire time.
Yeah, but a spoonful of hot sauce, that's
doesn't have to be a
juice.
big spoonful.
Yeah, it could be a teaspoon for all you know.
Yeah, but is there a difference between your spoon sizes and our spoon sizes here? Is there a metric difference?
Everything in America is larger, so it's probably going to be it's not a ladle. Don't worry.
All right. Am I going to have to drive on the other side of the road? Is that over just over in the England?
That's the other side of the pond.
Hey, first time for me for everything here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Just pay attention to the speed limit signs, okay? We do kilometers, not miles.
I can actually switch over my car with the push of a button, so that's probably what I want to do. Because if I try to do that math in my head while I'm driving down the road, that ain't going to happen. And I'm sure that they probably don't appreciate it if I just say I was driving with everybody else, because they're going to pick out that dumb American that's driving on our roadways and is overstaying his welcome or something. So, all right.
No, you guys are all welcome.
You say that. No, I'm just kidding.
Because we want everyone to come out to Bucko and have a great time.
Oh, dude, it's all everybody's talking about, man. It's great. I can't wait. Is there any kind of surprises that you have in store for anybody that you want to kind of maybe hint around about, or Just make everybody jealous. Remember, this is going to be playing on Wednesday night, so it's probably while most people are packing, ready to go, or they're listening to it on Thursday or Friday while they're driving in, maybe.
Well, I think there's going to be we're looking into another judge right now, so there'll be an announcement for another judge coming up.
Okay, all right. That'd be
If we
really
told
There's
disappointing.
also a mystery patch, but we can't really talk about that right now.
Okay, I like that. Just to know that there's one there. That's a cool thing. Very cool. I'll be disappointed if your mystery judge is Mars, though.
I mean, I don't want to disappoint BP.
He's competing, so
Okay. All right, and I'll confirm that the mystery judge isn't me. So that's two out of the way.
Here we go.
So we know who it's not for sure. What else can we tempt people with? If there's somebody kind of in limbo right now, they're trying to decide, can I make it or not? Hopefully, if it's somebody from out of the country, they've planned in advance because they have to have the passport, and you have to fill out the Arrive Can app. We have to tell everybody, remember to do that.
Yeah,
Yes,
don't
makes
forget that.
But
Go onto your Play Store or Apple Store and get the Arrive Can app. Make sure you fill out for a specific time slot for when you're going to be crossing over the border. It makes it a heck of a lot easier.
I haven't gotten that far on the app yet. I have to tell them what time.
Yeah. As you go through the process of setting it up, they'll give you an option as to roughly the time frame that you'll be coming through the border.
I don't think it lets you do it until about 24 hours before you're coming anyway, if I remember right.
Yeah, it says like 48, I think, or 70, up to 72 actually. But I that means I'm gonna have to do that math again to try and figure out my drive and approximate. Hopefully they're not like super narrow windows where they're like 540 to 545.
It wasn't like a time frame. I remember the last time that I went over into the States and had to cross back into Canada. I'm pretty sure I had crossed back into Canada. It was like an hour or maybe 2 hours before what I had listed on the Arrive Can app. It wasn't a problem. It's just so they mostly have all your information ahead of time in the system.
Gotcha. Okay, that's probably smart for them. That's good. All right. Well, man, I'm excited about this. It's been a long time in the works, man. Before I forget, because I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this for a minute. What your guys' connection and or if you've had any personal experiences with the people the actual people that are impacted by Bucko and the families and or the kids. If you can talk just for a minute, somebody or all three of you a little bit about who this is raising money for and what an amazing place this is.
Well, I think the biggest thing to remember that this is a camp for children who are burn survivors. And when we first took this on, when Toronto and OSW did this in the first inaugural run, it's really for children who may not have been given the opportunity to go to camp because they may have been concerned with their outward appearance. And they are going to a camp with children who have been through the exact same incident, I guess, that to their own eyes makes them different. But for the most part, they're just awesome kids. And I think that's who we're really raising the money for. Someone that may not have thought of going because of, again, concern of how they might be judged.
That's awesome. I love that. Such a cool thing. Do we know if any of the kids from Bucko, or is it? I assume, is this going to be, for the most part, is it a family event? Or kids going to be allowed there? Or have we even covered that part yet?
Kids are welcome at the event. There is going to be alcohol sales, but obviously that's being monitored by the venue. So obviously, kids are going to be getting drunk. But as for any of the actual kids that would be going to the camp, I'm not sure if we have any of them specifically coming out, but we may have somebody as a representative. We're definitely going to have a representative from the camp or a judge. So maybe they'll be bringing somebody along with them.
Okay. All right. I just having a representative will be really impactful as well, obviously, because you will hear firsthand, where the money's going to and how what people that are unfamiliar. Like I said, until I started researching what Beards for Bucko was all about, and the very first time last year, or was it 2 years ago, when I wanted to try and go and I couldn't because I think it was 2 years ago. Such a cool place. And obviously anytime kids are impacted in a positive way to help with their self-esteem and all that other stuff, that's so important for their growth. Very cool stuff to see. Well, guys, is there anything else anybody wants to say before we close out our interview for Beards for Bucko 2022?
Absolutely there. If you guys are still interested, because there's still just a couple of days left, you can visit the Beards for Bucko Big Cartel site. You can pick up any one of these nifty camp shirts. There are 3 printed available for each of the chapters involved in setting up the event, as well as this snapback hat. Any of the proceeds or profits from that sales is going to be going donated to Camp Bucko.
I knew I could count on you. He wore the merch for a reason, folks. He did.
One of us was prepared.
and during all of our Friday night conversations, he's the one that we always depend on for him to prompt the merch out there for us too. So that's great to tell us all about it. Beards for Bucko. It's a Big Cartel site, right? beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Good stuff. And I know folks who, after you hear this interview, you're going to hear me talking about it, or you already did just prior to this also. So I've also been trying to advertise it for you guys, showing the 3 shirts and the hat that's available. So hopefully you guys will sell a lot and just be able to raise a ton of money in addition to everything that's going on this weekend. So as we talked about in the chat room, if anybody wasn't paying attention, bring your cash or plastic, right? We're not worrying about the other payment methods that are electronic that people are so fond of a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cash is king at the event. For a lot of the Americans coming over, it's best to check with your bank to see how your cards function in Canada. But like I said,
the duty
cash
free.
is always the best. Yeah, stop at the duty free. Get the exchange rate there. It's probably the best exchange you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk off air about that because I need the 411 on all that. But I've already got it on my list of things to do before I leave town, is to call the bank and call the credit card company and let them know I am traveling.
Yeah.
Do not
stay on that. You don't want to get locked out trying to have fun.
Yeah, especially when the wife's back here at home and then she's trying to use the debit card too locally. So yeah, never a good thing. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. If there's nothing else you want to talk about, man, I'm just excited to see you guys in a couple days. Go hang out and share a beverage or two, or a pint of maple syrup, or whatever it is that that we're gonna do out there. Whatever.
Well, we do leaders.
Well, that's true. It's leaders. That's leaders. That's right. Yeah, I've already made sure that I've looked at my waypoints to make sure I fill up with gas before I leave the States, so I don't have to worry about all that up there as much as I possibly might otherwise. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much. Look forward to it. Can't wait. Beards for Bucko 2022 coming up this weekend. If you are still deciding and you live somewhere in a day's drive of getting there, get there, because it's going to be a blast, and you won't want to miss it. So, man, guys, Dan, Rich, David, thanks so much for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Brother. See
you in a few days.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. Hey, Dan, Rich, Dave, thanks, guys, so much. Good interview. Anytime you have an interview like that everything is virtual, and if you've done one of these Zoom calls before, or a Zoom meeting or something like that, there's always those moments where you're waiting for somebody to answer or clue in that maybe they can chime in, or there's that dead air thing. So it's not always super duper easy, but those guys, they came prepared for the most part to what we needed to get out to the world and talk about Bucko. But looking forward to it this weekend, guys, for sure. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo Beard Products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo, beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. All right. Well, guys, it's been a fun night, and I'm excited. Get your Bucko stuff. It's going to be off sale Saturday, I believe, at 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you get out there to beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com, beardsforbucko.bigcartel.com. Show the boys in Toronto at OSW and Lakeshore some love. Get some or all of those shirts. Get the hat. Get it all. Get it all. Get it all. I went to the bank today and got my cash out so I can flip it into Canadian currency and actually make some money. I'm going to be making some money when I flip it into Canadian currency before I go up, so that's good. So always a good thing. But hey, let's get into our calendar of events here, boys and girls, and we'll see where this takes us. I don't think I have anything specifically new on the list right now, but we'll see. It may be new to you if you haven't tuned in for a week or two. So let's get into it. This weekend, July 8th through the 10th, Beards for Bucko, hosted by Toronto, OSW and Lakeshore chapters in Fort Erie, Ontario. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to it, guys. July 8th through the 10th. Also this weekend is Ram Fest. I look forward to hearing from the Blackshire villains a little bit about Ram Fest and what it is, because this is the first time I think this has gone on. So I want to find out next week from the boys with Blackshire. They're hosting Ram Fest, and it was limited seating, limited tickets, I believe, for like 150. So I look forward to hearing how Ram Fest was. If you're over there near the Blackshire villain boys in England, hit them up and go to Ram Fest if there's still tickets available, July 9th. Next weekend we got a couple things. July 15th to the 17th, BV Brazil is hosting their annual meeting. It's a gathering. They posted something out on their IG. Go out to their IG. If you live anywhere near where you could go to for BV Brazil, check them out because they posted a whole bunch of stuff on there. So it's not just going to be a meeting. It sounds like it's going to be a big party. So BV Brazil, July 15th to 17th. Also, July 16th is Beards and Brews. Them ENC boys hosting their 5-year anniversary party. Beards and Brews, July 16th. Then the following weekend, July 22nd and 23rd, the Dog Days of Summer. DAWG, Dog Days of Summer. Hosted by the North Georgia Bearded Villains. There's a meet and greet on the 22nd, a beard comp on the 23rd. Raising money for some veteran charities there. Dog Days of Summer, July 22nd and 23rd, North Georgia. Then July 31st, rounding out July, is the Kingsbury Family Meet. The Kingsbury Family Meet, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Central England. I don't have any further details on that, but hey, sounds like a good time. It's a family meet, right? In Kingsbury. Hit up Bearded Villains Central England for further details, July 31st. Then we slide into the month of August. And what do we have there? We have the World Meet. The World Meet in Chicago, August 5th through the 7th. The World Meet, hosted by the BVC boys. The Bearded Villains Chicago chapter is your host. All sorts of stuff planned. I don't even have full details because there's just so much planned for the weekend. August 5th through the 7th. Find a way to be there. Hit up Chicago if you need some details. August 5th through the 7th for the World Meet. Then we go into September. September has 2 events on the same weekend, September 9th through the 11th. September 9th through the 11th. First off, we have Battle of the Beards. Battle of the Beards. I believe this is the 4th year? 4th year, maybe? Battle of the Beards 2022, anyway. Hosted by the Southern Indiana Villains. In Evansville, Indiana, there's a meet and greet on the 9th. Beard competition on the 10th at the VFW Post 1114 in Evansville, Indiana. beard competition has 10 judged categories, a raffle, an auction, all sorts of good stuff. September 9th through the 11th for Battle of the Beards in Evansville, Indiana. And that same weekend, if you're out in, say, the Four Corners area, somewhere near Cortez, Colorado, maybe, you'll be there for the Four Corners meet. It's an outdoor camping adventure. That's what I see it as, anyway. An outdoor camping adventure, the Four Corners meet in Cortez, Colorado, September 9th through the 11th. The people that have been there say it's amazing. It's an unforgettable event. So if you can go to that one too, head out there for that thing. Bring your tent. It's a camper thing. But hey, awesome times. The guys that go every year absolutely love it. And so definitely Four Corners meet. It's for brothers only, not for anybody else. Just brothers. September 9th through the 11th. Then we get into September. Let's kick some music back on here. September 23rd to the 25th. September 23rd to the 25th in Baltimore is the East Coast Meet, hosted by the Southern Maryland boys and the Chesapeake Bay Bearded Villains. SOMD and Chesapeake Bay are your hosts. There's an event at the power plant. Everybody is going to be staying at the Hilton Baltimore Inner Harbor. Well, most people are anyway. That's the host hotel. ECM, September 23rd to the 25th in Baltimore. And then in October, we have two events. The last two events that I got on my calendar right now. October 16th, down in Alabama, the Rocket City Boys are hosting Halloween Bash. Their Halloween Bash. That, if it's like last year, it's a costume contest and a Halloween costume contest and a beard competition in one. Good times. They did a great job with it last year. I don't have any other details right now. So 3%, send it to me. October 22nd, the following week, up here in northern Indiana, my chapter will be hosting the return of Ezra Crow. It's the week before Halloween, October 22nd. Northern Indiana is your hosts for this thing. It's a beard competition, costume contest for Halloween the week before, so you still get to spend time with your family the next week. Come to Northern Indiana. Come hang out with us. It's a good time. For the return of Ezra Crow, October 22nd. And guys, that's what I've got on my calendar so far right now. If I missed something that your chapter is doing, please let me know. Reach out to me. Send me a note, because I want to make sure I get it in here, especially if you're trying to raise money for something. By all means, free advertising, right? But also, let our brothers know, because sometimes they're in an area and they're close by and they can maybe swing over and they can make it work. And anytime we can go support another chapter's endeavors, it's definitely a worthwhile thing to do. So, hey, guys, you know what that means? That is going to wrap up episode 142 of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins, all that good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. That's where you can also listen to all previous 141 of these here episodes. As I said before, some of them are better than others. I want to challenge all you guys, as I say every week, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Guys, the most important words I say every week, please remember, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So guys, for now, have a great rest of this week. Enjoy the weekend ahead. I will see you next Thursday night for episode 143. Until then, take care, stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard.